Hey everyone, welcome to the round 5 preview. Carlton, Port Adelaide MCG, Saturday night with another great test ahead of us against the side who finished on top in 2020, had a fantastic season and who seem to be right in the thick of their premiership window. I speak of Port Adelaide, and there's a few things going on this week. Let's start with us. So we're 2-2. Good win against the Suns. Ugly but good win. Scrappy. We got the job done. We leave the Gold Coast. We come home. I find this to be a situation not so different to the Collingwood build-up, where, okay, first of all, it was the big rivalry. It was Collingwood, but more than that, it was a team who, we were looking at as someone who we needed to replace for us to make the finals. And that was the significance, playing against a finals team and beating a finals team. And I think this week is no different. Port Adelaide are genuine finals contenders, premiership contenders, I would say. I think they're nothing's really a certainty, but I would assume that if they stay relatively healthy, they're going to make the 8. They're good enough. And so that's exciting for us. We had a very, very good game against them last year. They obviously beat us after the siren. I don't mean to bring it up, but such is the journey that you've got to live with the trauma of the past memories. And I'm excited because I hope more than anything, I hope that we rise to the occasion and meet the challenge and accept the challenge, because we've got 2 finals teams coming up now, which is great. I love playing against these types of sides who position themselves pretty well for a tilt at the flag. They're no longer in that rebuild mode. They're ready to attack the finals and are ready to attack a potential premiership. And you find out exactly what you need to find out about your group when you play against such sides. So pretty excited about that. I mean, for us, I can sort of see 2 sides to the equation with the supporters. There's those who just do not trust us to get the job done. We generally do this. We do the build-up. We beat the teams that we should be beating. We come up against such sides like Port Adelaide or whatever it is in a primetime slot, only to be left disappointed. That's kind of been the story of us and our lives and what we've experienced with this club. So I can understand people who are saying that, don't trust them. I'm not going to trust them until they show me. And I get it. But then there's the other side, which I fall into this category. I just ride the journey. Life's not meant to be played safe, if you ask me. I say we flock to the MCG. I mean, for me, there's no way we all see Port Adelaide at home, and we're going to play them later in the year in Adelaide, and they're going to, Adelaide Oval is rocking when Port Adelaide play there. They've obviously got the Never Tear Us Apart pre-game song. It's amazing. I'm very, very envious of it. I think they do it very well. But the point is, the energy in the crowd is unbelievable. And we need to be able to do the same thing, if not more, at the MCG. I can imagine Saturday night being absolutely rocking if we win this week. But before that, there needs to come the performance. And that's probably what never really happened against Collingwood in such a game on the stage. We just didn't get off to a good start and didn't let the crowd get into the game. So my thing this week is we've got to jump them early. We cannot let them get their confidence too early in the game. They're going to be a confident side. They're a very good team. But if they kick the first 3 to 4 goals of the game and really silence us, that's going to be the perfect start for them, and that'll just get them comfortable. We need to try and make them as uncomfortable as possible and even rattle them if we can. So I want to see us with that hunt mentality. I talk over the last few weeks about being hard enough for long enough, and the truth is that mantra comes from Ken Hinkley. I'm a very big Port Adelaide fan. I love their club. For those of you who don't know, back in 2017, travelled to China, taught English for a bit, and just the stars aligned. Long story short, ended up doing some volunteer work with the AFL in the China experiment, we'll call it now. And basically, I followed around Port Adelaide for the 2 weeks that they were in China on the team buses. Just basically whatever they needed, I was there. Needed to speak a little bit of Mandarin. I could do a very, very, very tiny job, more of a fixer, if you will. And with that experience, I did that in 2017, 18, and 19. With that experience, I got to sit on the inside and meet them all and really see the inner workings of the club and what they're building. And they've got a very similar list in 2021 to what they had when I was, tagging along with them. They've really built the list. And from first-hand experience, they're all first-class organisation, first-class people. Their leaders are great people. I mean, I got nothing but the utmost respect for, the Travis Boaks, the Robbie Grays. They're good humans. They're good leaders. The way they treat their kids is unreal. They hold them accountable, and their coach, Ken, is down the line. He tells it as it is, and he's helped build a great culture. And then you look at the admin, Keith Thomas. He's unbelievable as well. So I have a bit of an insight into how they operate. They're very... I would say it's a world-class organisation, the way that they operate internally. So I have a lot of respect for them off the field and on the field as well. They play a hard brand of football. And like I said, Kenny's mantra was to be hard enough for long enough. And that's the challenge for us. We come up against a very much a hardened side, a very healthy side. They have obviously got a few injury concerns this week with Dersma and Butters, who will likely come out, and maybe even Rosie with the corky, but I think he might get up. But prior to last week, they were pretty much at full strength, apart from maybe Sam Powell-Pepper. So this week, they're looking at guys like Rockcliffe, who just happens to be just sitting on the sidelines waiting. He's a pretty handy player to have there. I mean, guys like Kane Farrell, Sam Mays, you'll remember, he's the one that actually kicked the ball to Robbie Gray, who kicked the goal after the siren last year. You got a young fella, Bergman. He's going very well. I thought he was really stiff to be dropped. So Port present with it a very good challenge, but the MCG factor is where I take confidence. And I think, first of all, we match up well against them. And secondly, having it here at the MCG, I think, is a little bit more advantageous for us. It's just more of a familiar territory, and hopefully our fans can create a hostile environment and be super loud and really try and rattle the power. That's what we've got to try and do. In terms of us with changes and whatnot, I'm recording this on a Monday afternoon. Tuesday I won't be able to get it out. Tuesday I won't be able to record. So I'm recording Monday very early, so I don't have the injury report. But you look at Lockie Plowman's had a very harsh knock on his knee, so we'll see how that recovers. Jack Silvani had to be subbed out. We'll see how that shoulder recovers, but you just feel like that's going to be a lingering issue until he has his surgery. You look at Michael Gibbons, nasty knock to the head. Wouldn't be surprised if he misses as well. So there's three of them there that potentially will be very sore. Adam Sard was also very proppy, but I take confidence in the fact that he played the entire game, so he should be okay. In terms of who comes in, I would hope that Zach Williams is okay. He was out with what they said was illness. He obviously copped the knee knock the week before as well, so hopefully he comes up. I think we're definitely going to need him if we want to beat Port Adelaide. We need another bigger body in the midfield there. I'd love to see Matt Kennedy start this game. I think especially because we're playing Port Adelaide, but also because I think he deserves it. They're a big-bodied side. I think he's going to be important for us. I think we've got plenty of speed around the ground to run the game out, so I would bring in Kennedy. And then it just depends on how guys like Stocker and Willow are going and whatnot. But it's I think it's going to be a tough one for us at the selection table. I think Mitch McGovern, it looks like he's going to come out. You see little hints here and there of that the club put out with highlights. They've put his highlights out twice now, so I would assume that. And what I love about what we did with Mitch was probably in years gone by, after that first VFL game, he'd come straight in where he played 3 quarters. Whereas this time it was like, no, go back, get a full game under your belt, make sure you're 100%, then get you in. So I would love to see him come in. It's just a shame that Jack Silvani looks like he might come out, but again, I don't want to assume yet. It's just going off how Jack finished the game. So I would hope Mitch McGovern comes back in. I'd hope Zach Williams comes in, and I would hope Matt Kennedy plays from the outset. I think if we're forced to make changes, then we're forced to make changes. It is what it is. We've got to do it. But I think guys like Paddy Dow might be, he's had a month. He hasn't really just locked in to his spot just yet, I don't think. So he might be someone that could come out. I think also Sam Ramsey's going okay in the reserves. He looked like he got on the end of a few possessions and a couple of goals in the practice match on the weekend. So we'll see how that one's coming. Wouldn't mind seeing another debutant. That'd be very nice. But otherwise, I'm excited for this one as well. I'm going to be going to the President's Club function as part of being a sponsor of Corey Durden. We get one game a year where we get to live the high life and go to the footy in a shirt mingle with the corporates. So I'm excited about that. I'll have a little bit of a rundown of what that looks like. I've never been to one before, so that'll be exciting. But like I said, Saturday night, it's rocking at the MCG. So let me know what you think. How are you poised for this game as a fan? What are you thinking about? How do we beat Port Adelaide? I know last year we really took it up to them. Our game style, the fast ball movement off turnover, worked really well for about a half. Then they figured us out, as good teams do, and made it a really good contest. And in the end, they probably should have beaten us by a bit more. They missed quite a few easy shots. So let me know what you think about the game. Are you confident? Are you reserving your emotions and waiting for them to actually do the job before you jump on board? Or are you just going all in with your feelings and saying, you know what, if I get hurt from a loss, I get hurt from a loss? Let me know your changes as well, your ins and your outs. Hopefully by the time you watch this video, we have a little bit more of an indication as to what the injury report looks like. And I'll read through your comments and we'll have a good chat about it. Have a good one. And as always, go the Mighty Blues.